This is a crazy American farmer, and this is a rural Bolivian farmer. To say there are some differences would be an understatement. But let's rewind a bit. Poverty, one of the world's greatest tragedies. In Latin America alone, 200 million people live in poverty, and 86 million live in extreme poverty. Out of every country in Latin America, Bolivia is number 1. This has problematic effects, not only in the lives of these impoverished people, but also Bolivia's economy. Most living in poverty are illiterate, uneducated, and living on only $2,500 a year. This is a vicious cycle of poverty. With a population of over 12 million people, 40% of Bolivians are impoverished. That's like the whole state of Louisiana living in poverty. This ranks them at 130 on Index Mundi, with a GDP per capita of around 22,000 Bolivianos, or $3,100. But check this out. 40% of the Bolivian population are indigenous, and the majority are rural farmers in the Altiplano. 40% impoverished, and 40% are native.
Coincidence? I think not!
So, why is this? To begin to understand a little bit why this is, we have to look at Bolivia's economy as a whole. Bolivia's economy heavily relies on agriculture, as you can see from the chart, with 12.3 billion coming from agriculture out of a total of 40 billion GDP. The main economic regions of Bolivia are east and the west. The east is the plains region, and also where most of the farming takes place. Santa Cruz is located in this region and is where most of the commercial farming and big agriculture companies are located. It is considered the economic engine of Bolivia. The main crops grown here are soybeans, corn, rice, and potatoes. They use most modern-day farming techniques and imported machinery. On the flip side, you have the west. This is primarily the Altiplano, or highlands region of Bolivia. This is where most of the indigenous farmers live. The largest group is the Quechuan group. These indigenous peoples group are the ones living on $2,500 a year. This is the segment that I will be researching for my product. So, what's the deal? There are many factors contributing to the low economic output of this region. Some research led me to believe that the reason rural farmers do not produce much output was because of the inefficiency and no mass production techniques of their farming. Though this is true, there is an underlying cause to this occurrence. According to Hugo, one of my panel members, the Quechuan people have deep-rooted ancestral beliefs inside each one of them. They do not accept agricultural renewal and therefore have little interest in technology. The government is constantly training people in the rural area, but they must reach them with their native language. The other factor is that the high plateau lands are not suitable for other crops of great economic importance. This is why the main crops are quinoa and potatoes. So the mission here is how might I create a product or a tool for Quechuan farmers to increase productivity and revenue that won't violate their cultural beliefs. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button, subscribe, and turn the notification bell on.